Standards. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is you have the life that you expect to have, or you have the life that you settle for. Do you know what the secret is to having an amazing life? To having this high level amazing life that you're created for, that vision that you have, that not just the goals but the just highest level life, right? The thing where everything is working out well, everything is succeeding, everything is bringing this enrichment, this fulfillment in your life, right? The thing where you know that, man, this is exactly what I was created for. Whether it's your spiritual walk with God or it's your financial walk, so you can not only have the things that you do to meet your needs, but you're able to invest, you're able to bless, you're able to care, you're able to have experiences in your life. Maybe that relationship that you wanted to have so that you could, man, it's not that we don't go through hard things, but we don't let the hard things go through us, that we're united in the things we have. We have a rich and amazing and intimate and vulnerable and authentic relationship, right? What's that highest level, that God level life, the life mastery life that you're created for? You know the secret to get there? It comes in one word: standards. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is you have the life that you expect to have, or you have the life that you settle for. Here's the interesting thing. It's the standards for life that you have that determine the outcomes that you'll have in your life. We talked about it in our previous conversation about intentions and actions. Well, here's the super secret thing that I didn't tell you in that conversation. It's the standards that you set for your life that determine the outcomes that you'll live. So in a relationship, if your standard is that my standard is that I walk authentically and vulnerably with the people that I care about, we have honest conversations, we overcome hard things, and we unite towards the outcomes that we desire and overcome the things that are standing in the way. If that's the standard for relationship, you're going to have an amazing one. And you're going to have an amazing partner and friends and family and people around you to live that life with. If your standard is, well, I don't want to cause problems, and we if there's challenges that are going on, I'm just going to kind of ignore them, and it's okay. I'll just make up excuses for why he or she is acting like that in my life, or I'll make up excuses for why I'm acting like that in the relationship that we have. See, it's not just a standard for other people, it's a standard for ourselves, and saying, no, I'm better than these things that I'm doing, and I'm that person that goes through the hard work of making sure I'm becoming better in them. So for those people that you're with or yourself in your life, you'll accept the relationships you have the standards to keep and the standards you expect. So if somebody's disrespecting you, or they're not investing in it wholly, or they're not doing those things that you think bring value to the relationship and to you in it, maybe it's because of the standards you have. And so how do you change the relationship? Change the standards you accept of yourself and others. What about your financial standards in your life? Are you expecting, and you have the standard that, just barely paying my bills is good enough? Just barely succeeding and surviving is good enough? This is all I can really expect in my life. Or is your standard that, no, I'm a person of value and worth. I have a God who provides for all of my needs, and all of those needs are not just getting by, but thriving instead of surviving, but investing instead of hoarding, right? In that place, right? You're not created to have income so that you can give yourself all these great things and ignore everybody else. I believe this, that God gives us financial wealth and prosperity to meet our needs and the desires he has for the world. And in that place, I get to invest in the things that matter to God and matter to me. If I'm just surviving, how can I bless anyone else? If I'm just getting by, how can I invest in those things that matter to God and matter to me? The passions that we have in our life are probably some of the same that you have. They're greater than our own needs. They're seeing the needs of others and people we care about, and the world and the world around us and what it needs, and we desire to invest in them. Your standards will set the financial outcomes of your life. What about your vocation? Are you settling for the job where you're at because it's easier than trying to stretch out for that new job, right? Being a worker instead of a supervisor, being a manager instead of a CEO, being an employee instead of an entrepreneur, right? There are outcomes on your life that may be just greater than where you're at, but it's the standards you set for yourself that will determine the outcomes you live. And I'm saying this because, and we could talk spiritually, what is your standard of relationship with God? He's just there to answer prayers sometimes and kind of be a part of my life? Or is it a relationship that is the most intimate one you could ever have? So you're walking hand in hand towards your future with a God who loves you, a Father who's with you, and a Savior who has died for you. In all of these places, in all of these ways, the life that I have is simply accomplished by the standards I accept. So you want to have a different life, change your standards. Because when I change my standards, I change my expectations. When I change my expectations, I change those things that I accept and those things that I strive for, those things that I go for, those levels that I try and live. You're worth more than where you're at, wherever that's at. Spiritually, financially, relationally, vocationally, physically in your life. There's the God level life that you're created for, the life mastery life you're created for, right? Life mastery is simply this: you living from who you're created to be at the highest level you're created for in every area of your life. What does that life look like lived out? In what areas can you upgrade your standards to match this life mastery life that you're created for? The life God's created for you and created you for. Why live less than the amazing life He has for you in any area of life? When simply by changing your standards, you change your outlook, you change your expectations, and you change the outcome. That's the life you're created for. That's the encouragement I want to give you today. Upgrade your standards to match your value and worth, and you'll have the life that you're created for. I passionately desire for you to do that, but will you desire for that in your own life, and will you do it? My encouragement is that you do. And then you'll have that life mastery life. You want to know how to get there. You want to have the steps and the blueprint to do it. In the description down below, you can sign up for our Life Mastery course. You can get my Life Mastery book. You can go on the website and follow resources there. If you want that, if you're the person that just doesn't want the appetizer, you want the whole meal, well, grab the Life Mastery course and live it out. If you want to have that shortcut to maybe these decisions, these directions, these strategies, what I call the hacks towards life mastery, grab the book. In either case, increase your standards to match your value and worth, and you'll have that life, and I'm excited to hear the results. I'm Mark. I'm glad you're here at _Freedom for Life _ do me the favor of doing 3 things. Subscribe and become part of this family and these conversations we're having. Hit that notification bell so you can have that conversation with us right when we're having it, not months and years later. And the third thing is, dominate your day.